In 2015, Shutterstock number crunched and color crunched 1 million users' image downloads of their 65 million stock photos. Shutterstock sorted by color and country. What colors were preferred in each country? Well, there was blue. A lot of blue, in fact. So there's a good chance you consider blue to be one of your favorite colors. But do you know blue? Like, what can you tell me about blue? Yes, I am gatekeeping a color. Oh, you're wearing a blue t-shirt? Do you actually know blue, or do you just think the color looks cool? If you like blue so much, name the blood type of their third drummer. But seriously, this color has a lot of cultural significance all over the world. Not only that, but there's some interesting scientific properties to blue that make it as special and oftentimes as rare as it is. Let's go through 3 things in this video. 1. Why is the sky blue? Yeah, it sounds like a silly age-old question, but if you haven't taken a physics class in a few years, or you've never taken a physics class, you might not actually know. 2. Why isn't there blue in nature? Where are all the blue plants and animals? Lastly, we'll have a bonus round. Some interesting facts about blue in art and culture. By the end of this video, you can say that I blew your mind. Don't kill me. Part 1. Why is the sky blue? The short answer is white light from the sun contains all the colors within it. Blue light has a shorter wavelength and is scattered more, so the sky appears blue to our eyes. But if you're the kind of person to click on a science video, you're probably not the kind of person who'd be satisfied by such a simple answer. Let's dive in. Isaac Newton found out that if you put light through a prism, it separates the light into every color. You've probably seen a prism like this before. Light will continue in a straight line unless it's interrupted by something like other molecules. Each color of visible light has a different wavelength. Red has the longest wavelength at 720 nanometers, which also makes it the slowest light. A longer wavelength means less jiggling and vibrating. Violet has the shortest wavelength at 380 nanometers. The sun sends light to our atmosphere. The scattering is performed by nitrogen and oxygen in the atmosphere. Blue light has a shorter wavelength and is thus scattered more than other colors. But wait, you say, you just told me that blue is scattered more due to having a shorter wavelength, but you also just told me that violet has the shortest wavelength out of all visible colors. Are you jerking my chain? I'm reporting you to the cyber police. Hold on. Our eyes primarily interpret the world in 3 colors: red, green, and blue. This is because our eyes have something called cone photoreceptors that come in these colors. So, although there is purple light in the atmosphere, we mainly interpret the sky as blue. In fact, if there wasn't violet light in the atmosphere, we would instead interpret the sky as being blue-green, thanks to our green cones. That would be something. The University of California at Riverside suggests that it may have been evolutionarily advantageous to perceive the sky as blue. Being able to quickly differentiate colors in our environment helps us to be good hunter-gatherers. What about sunsets? When we see a sunset, the light travels further through our atmosphere and is scattered more. The blue light has been scattered away, so we perceive the sky as red. Other things help make the sky look red too. For example, pollution. Sunsets over the ocean are vibrant because the salt in the air is a great scatterer. Now, hopefully we understand why the sky looks blue to us, but let's move on to part 2. Where is the blue in nature? Have you ever noticed how few plants and animals are blue? This is yet another multi-pronged question. Let's start out with plants. When something looks blue, what's actually happening is all light is absorbed except blue light, so the blue makes it back to our eyes. For a plant to look blue to us, it would have to not absorb blue. And as a plant, that's a not great deal. Why? Because blue has the shortest wavelength, making it the most high energy. Plants want all that tasty sun energy. Not absorbing blue would be like giving your friend the most delicious part of your meal when they ask for a bite. Quit saying you're not hungry and then asking for a bite of my food, dummy. This happens every time. Thus, there are pigments of many colors in plants, but a true blue pigment is actually quite rare. It's just usually not a good trade-off. So what about animals? A lot of animals are the color they are thanks to the pigments they consume. It's quite possible you've heard about flamingos being pink thanks to the shrimp they eat. So it'd be quite rare for an animal to find and eat a blue pigment. But wait, you must have seen blue animals before. For example, the blue morpho butterfly. Well, a lot of these animals are bending the rules of physics in a way. They don't have a blue pigment that makes them blue. Instead, they are blue by being not blue. Blue morpho butterflies lack blue pigment, but instead have their scales shaped in a way that absorbs every color except blue, making them appear blue to our eyes. That's not the same as having a blue pigment, by the way. Blue jays function in a similar way. Being blue is so high energy, literally. Blue is like the overachiever of colors. So why would a plant or animal bother being blue when I just named all these disadvantages? Answer: sometimes it's beneficial to stand out. No matter what your high school teachers told you about the dress code, you could use a vibrant blue to attract pollinators or mates. Alternatively, you could warn of your status of being poisonous. Since you made it to the end of the video, I'll give you a bonus fact about blue and its use in art and culture, even though I'm more of a science girly myself. Since blue is so rare in nature, it has been long associated with wealth and prosperity in various cultures. The Babylonians and Egyptians used a rare stone called lapis lazuli to color art and jewelry. Back in 2009, a professor studying electronics inadvertently discovered a new shade of blue. He was studying the electronic properties of an element called manganese, and I'm a bit surprised Crunchyroll hasn't done a collab with this one yet. He heated manganese to a super high temperature and it turned blue. It was called YInMn blue, and no, that's not a captcha, that's just the name of the color, because it was made of yttrium, indium, and manganese. Discovering a new blue in science is actually incredibly rare, so this was a big deal, especially for the commercial world because everything must be monetized under a capitalistic society, including, yes, colors. AMD made a series of YInMn blue GPUs in 2016. Crayola made a YInMn blue crayon that, unfortunately, does not contain actual YInMn. I guess the name YInMn is a little intimidating for even the most skilled CAPTCHA typers, so a vote was held to rename the crayon, and it was renamed Blutiful. Well, I guess the intention is there, kind of. Alright, henceforth I give you permission to call yourself a true fan of blue. A true blue fan, even. Anyways, isn't science cool and beautiful? Maybe you've noticed that I'm part blue. This represents how I'm awesome, cool, wealthy, amazing. Hey, wake up! Well, if you made it this far in the video, go ahead and describe your favorite color to me for science purposes. If you're the creative type, you could even include a hex code. See you next time!